We are going. We are live. All right.
Yep.
Hey, it's the Three Marketeers Show. This is Jason. Welcome back to the Three Marketeers Show. Now, you probably don't
Episode
feel very
23.
used to the. It's kind of like this. After so long, after quite a while since the last. I mean, it's been a while since the last time we did just three of us, kind of like Three
Yep.
Marketeers Show, right? But it's 23. This
It's
is
been a while.
episode
It's been a
23.
while.
I think it's time for us to get back to the root over here. Now, the idea of today's today's episode is really to discuss about what's going to happen in 2021, because as we all know that now we are kind of like wrapping up the Chinese New Year. Friday is the last day.
Friday is the
right?
last day, 元宵 already.
Friday is the last day already, and kind of like the market is coming back into action right now, because we all know basically starting from end of the year last year and until Chinese New Year, then the market is kind of like very quiet. So not much things happening, right? So basically, how's the market in Singapore for Chinese New Year, Manfred? How's things over there?
I think the ads also slow down, but Lazada and Shopee is still quite aggressive.
Lazada and Shopee.
Some of the competitors I monitor, they still advertise. But
Okay.
nowadays, I'm spending time trying to decipher, see whether people do retargeting or not. But judging from the way they do it, I doubt so.
Actually, a lot of people still find retargeting something kind of like they cannot wrap their mind around. But anyway, hopefully, keep pushing the market moving forward. The adoption is going to be better. But on our end, Chinese New Year, obviously very quiet for what happened. However, right after Valentine's Day, in fact, it's been about 10 days right now. Right after Valentine's Day, we are still enjoying the advertisers' holiday. It's really the CPM and everything is really low. But what's happening here is the what do we call, the CTR is getting lower right now, because kind of like school is reopening in a way. Okay, and then these are all affecting the
For
so-called.
Singapore, the schools are as per normal, so not much diff.
Yeah. So today we want to give a bit of our so-called 2 cents worth of opinion about what's going to happen in 2021 in terms of digital marketing. But of course, if you're watching this live, right, you can chip in anything you want to actually, bring in that you believe that what will happen in the digital marketing scene in 2021. Please bring in, because it's just going to be a few of us, and we have a few topics ready. I mean, based on what we believe that could be something impactful in 2021 that we want to actually bring it over. So, yeah.
So if you are hearing us, maybe you can just say hi, just to make sure there's no com break.
Correct. We have the Game Scroll. The Gamer Scroll, I think the first time I saw you was during my AMA last week, right? So, yeah. Hi everyone. For those who are new to the Three Marketeers Show, this is what we do. Sorry, I didn't do a very proper introduction just now, but heck, this is just three of us, right? So let's not make it too formal. Basically, we have been doing this for 23 weeks now. Crazy, right? So what we do is every Wednesday night, 10 p.m., we go live for 1 hour. So within this 1 hour, we're just going to discuss one specific topics. So most of the time, we will bring in some guests. Like for the past many weeks, we have been having, awesome guests coming in.
Yeah.
Was a string of them, right? Really, a damn string of them, and we purposely want to break the chain over here, just for the sake of it. So okay lah.
Because we can. Because we can.
Yeah, because we can. So yeah, we discuss digital marketing topics, and we really hope that you can be part of the whole conversation. Because to be frank, I think this is what we believe in, right? The market still needs somebody like us, crazy enough to do certain things consistently for a long time. Hopefully, we can help pushing the market forward a little bit.
I think it's good to chit chat, to talk about what we think, we can share.
Correct.
Pitch our mind together.
Yeah, because a lot of times, right, we I mean, for whatever we are doing, although we are all digital marketers, but for whatever we are doing, we are pretty much confined to our market, our industry, and our area of work, right? Like, for example, we didn't even know that, like the other day, I cannot forget Kenny's episode like that. When an uncle like that come in and lecture us the whole day, for one damn hour about Instagram, and then that Cannot lah. We only know
Harvest,
what we
it's a harvest, no. Really learn a lot of things, no.
done damn lot of things. So yeah, I mean, next week onwards, we will bring back our guests, of course, and from time to time we will still break this. But essentially, today's topic is to talk about. Let me bring up the banners. This is the 23rd. Sorry, let me edit this. It's the 23rd episode.
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
and what we want to talk about here
the wording is wrong. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. So
I changed
maybe
that,
let Jason handle that for a while while I
Yeah.
cover some of the topics. Actually, we prepared some. So it's we are covering some of things like the iOS 14 impact on the Facebook advertising.
That's the first topic, lah. Everybody's
that's the first.
panicking about it. Are you panicking about it? I mean, if you are, then you type yes. If you don't even know what the heck is that, then okay, you're at peace.
Ignorance is a blessing.
But seriously, any impact? I've not been running ads.
You need
That was before
to set the thing. If you don't set the thing, the events you can't do it. You can't really use it. Yeah.
Okay, first thing first, what I want to highlight, I keep on saying the same thing since the whole news broke out, many months ago.
Right.
But my point is this, okay, iOS 14 and Facebook, they're fighting among each other. Now the CEO, they're fighting like crazy over there. You shoot me, I shoot you, lah. But fundamentally, Apple is taking about 20%, let's say 30% of the market share in terms of the smartphone market. And not everybody is updating to iOS 14 right now, you see. Even my colleague,
sooner or later,
either one way or another. But yet again, it's only 20%. So we may lose some part of the information, but yet again, fundamentally, we still have other markets. But what I believe, I don't know whether you guys would agree or not. I think Google will follow suit soon.
Yes. Mozilla also.
Because it's
Google
like
is
a
next
pushing.
year. Google
Yeah.
is next year. Next year.
So it's like a pushing
third-party
forward.
cookies.
Correct. So what is really being affected? What do you think? I mean, in what I learned, right? Yeah, Manfred.
Sorry, Singapore market, I think roughly 40-50% iPhone. I don't think 50,
true.
around 40, a lot of iPhone user. So
Japan is about 80.
80%. Wow, that's very high.
Japan, I heard.
Some of my friends keep asking me, so you do mobile app, it's only iOS. No, it's iOS phone, website also affected. You do
Yes,
website, you are also
especially
affected.
website. Because especially website. Because I've been digging information, right? One of the
I
things
thought
here
you
is
said
that
your website should be fine.
no,
if
the
person
web
who
event is only being captured using Safari.
So example, even you, as long as it's an iPhone,
Right.
so the Facebook normally consume on phone. So for
Yes.
Singapore case, roughly 50-50 Android and iPhone.
Correct.
So half a population says about target certain people, then he consume Facebook on iPhone, even though you
Yes.
direct them to website, 丢了咯, confirm 丢. So you must set the AEM, the aggregated event measurement. But before that, please verify your domain.
Yeah, that's the first thing you need to do, lah.
And
Yes.
remember,
So for those who are
eight events only.
So for those who are not familiar with this thing, right? Basically, what's happening here is Apple is building a operating system-wide, so-called operating system-wide ad blocker in a way. Okay, so instead of last time, right, when anything event happened, let's say for example, if somebody sees your ad and go over to your website and buy something, the reporting will immediately come back to Facebook usually back then. But now Apple added a layer over there. It's called the SK Ad Network, right? So that layer is gonna become a layer where the information will be sent over there, and then only it will be sent back to Facebook. So in terms of conversion attribution, that's gonna be definitely affected because it's you expect a delay of up to 72 hours.
72 hours. Yeah, you don't change once you set the events already. Don't happy go and change. Else 72 hours, and your say example you only
any change will take 72 hours to take effect. Right?
Then that 72 hours, whatever you're running the ad setup, pause. Oh, that was
the ad is going to be affected as well because the moment you change any conversion and any custom conversion and whatnot, right? The ad will be paused. So it's not just the attribution. Okay, the ad level is going to be affected. And then for mobile apps, I think this is soon going to be happening on the other as well. You can only run a maximum number of ads, campaigns. And each campaign can only consist X number of ads. And then each ad set can only have X number of ad sets. So, and then every campaign let's say within the same campaign or within the same ad set. I'm still doing the study because I'm preparing for my iOS update training next week. So basically, you can optimization if you're running the same under the same ad or ad set or campaign. I need to verify that you can only
Mobile
use the
app,
same. You need to use the same optimization as in like if you go for purchase, right? You cannot you cannot shop one ad set go for conversion, the other ad set go for add to cart. Cannot work.
So you have to break down into separate campaigns instead.
Yeah, and yet again, you have limited number of campaigns you can run for per ad SDK right now.
Not wrong. I think it's
I think
nine.
that soon will happen to Pixel as well. 9,
Yeah.
correct.
So
Oh,
do take note even for website. Say example, I have purchase event, add to cart event. Then I got maybe initiate. Let's redo that again. View content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and purchase. So say example, normally when in the old days or in the current days, if I go through all, I will be inside every pixel, right? Correct or not?
Yep.
Now they changed already. So if I go up to purchase, I will be at purchase. You won't find me as in the aggregate data found in the other three. That's what I understand.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So you must set your highest priority correctly. The highest priority.
Yeah,
You see, there's a high.
And if this is what we call the iOS prompt lah. They call it the Apple iOS 14 prompt. And I mean, that prompt means basically moving forward, right? I just learned this from my developer as well. Now, if you do not comply to this rule, your app will be unpublished.
Confirm
your mobile app is going to be unpublished.
Yes.
They don't allow you to, if you don't actually comply.
You need to install. Then I tell you one thing also, just a bit side topic. I submit our app. We put Facebook and Google. Then the reject. They say, hey, you must put in Apple ID also. Apple ID I must put because you put Facebook and Google sign in, so you must put. Then if I rushing there, I have to take out. Take out there, I don't need to put first submission. So they force me to put the Apple ID. My developer I have to put Apple ID sign in.
Then when I was. You were saying? Sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay.
No, I was saying the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the other day when I was attending the training from Facebook, talking about the iOS 14 update, what they're saying here is that all the information that you're getting right now is based on what we know.
Yes, still got change.
It's not final. It's not final because who is the whole?
It's not going to end.
Who is the king here? iOS. Apple.
So,
because he is not releasing a lot of information.
Yes.
They are not releasing a lot of information, and they don't even tell you when it's going to start.
Yes.
So that's the best thing ever.
There's no timeline for them to do this rollout, man. I thought they had a timeline.
They haven't decided to roll out.
Right now it's iOS 14 already, but
it's already out. I've been saying because the other day I was actually looking at this already. Let me bring up the thing. You guys talk.
Okay.
Let me bring up this.
So one thing I want to highlight this whole story is hardware always win. Apple always win. Facebook is always at the mercy of Apple because the happy put the gate down there. You don't give you data. If they tell anything I don't want to give to Facebook, you also straight away you die. So you better pay for the bride. Okay, this bride is a bit too serious word lah. So that's why Amazon has Amazon Fire. You think, wow, this one 这么亏本的东西, this lousy piece of thing come out because Amazon also wanted to do hardware. This is the thing.
Okay,
this is the thing. Okay, this is Facebook's version.
Yeah.
This is Facebook version. So what happened is before this prompt comes out, right? You see the first layer over here, this is actually the first layer, which is allow Facebook to track your activity. That is Apple's prompt. But behind that is the screen that Facebook designed before the prompt comes up. So I think there is a way that you can actually trigger when you want to actually let the prompt comes up. So what Facebook is doing here is that they design it in a way that they tell you why you should give me your information, say yes to me, and all this kind of thing, right? So that people, when they see this prompt, right, they will click the OK button and come back in. But
I don't think
so.
A lot of people won't click, won't allow.
But I allow of course. I mean, of course.
You allow because your trade but most people won't allow one.
But you know what? The other day, my developer was doing research, right, for our training next week. He said there is a company that actually did a documentation to teach publishers, as in like mobile app publishers or whatnot, right? Especially mobile apps publishers, because this will affect the mobile apps, to actually design all these kind of like what Facebook is doing at the back, the back layer, to convince the user to approve the prompt,
So you got to
to
sell
agree
the
to the prompt. You
sell
have
them.
to lah. So
Okay.
that's what is happening right now, lor. But I've seen this already. I think this is already kind of like rolling out.
Would this eventually force Facebook to actually create their own OS, mobile OS?
But that's a very
I
good,
think,
interesting. No lah.
I
don't
think
so.
I think competitive. No, because if you depend on Apple, and Google eventually is doing the same thing. So Google has Android, so Apple has iOS.
So go
So that's
Huawei lah.
already-
Huawei app gallery.
Yeah, but then mostly those will be but then Huawei will be using Android. It's the ecosystem is either iOS or Android, and both comes from these two guys only. So that means Apple will be at the mercy of this guy. So only way for them to play is to also control the OS and eventually hardware. But
I don't think so,
considering
because
the
if you want to,
past record, it may be hard to pull off lah.
no lah, because you see, the moment you want to go this angle, right, you need to. It's like a
Facebook-
long-term battle. It doesn't happen
Facebook-
right away.
Facebook pour money in Huawei and give everybody a Huawei phone. I give you
I
a
don't
phone.
know. But Facebook is in US, when he does Huawei thing, right, then he's actually kind of like,
Donald Trump is not in charge already. What?
oh yeah, true, true, Okay, so I mean, some feedback from the viewers over here, from our audiences. Like the Gamers Scroll say already received some notes from Google to update iOS 14. Yeah, I mean, if you have been running ads actively, then in your ads manager and all that, they've been telling you what to do. But fundamentally, all you need to do right now is to verify your domain. And then the next thing is you want to rearrange your so-called aggregated event measurement. But based on what I'm actually observing right now, right, I would actually advise you, unless you really know if you want to do custom conversion, I would actually, in my opinion, I will advise you against custom conversion.
Use the standard even now also. Prior to this, standard conversion has always been more reliable than custom conversion because of lack of data.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I would actually dig deeper, and I will share more when I have the information, because that's really something. Because custom conversion has not been very stable in the past few months. In fact, if you look at it, based on our experience also, since last year wasn't very stable as well. So I would say, if you can, right, just use back the event management tool, because you see, there are different school of thought. Some trainer would say that you create a custom conversion for the sake of it, but you can also create, you can customize your event, right? I mean, no matter what custom conversions is this, of course, you can name it differently and say that this is people doing something and all that, but essentially, why not just use back all the late add to cart and all this kind of thing if you can?
Generally, the standard conversion covers most of the stuff, and I don't see any reason why you want to do a custom conversion.
But there are certain people who loves to use custom conversion on it.
Yeah, because they want to be different. But then again, you don't get to cross-source the whole data from the rest of the world that Facebook has.
The reporting also need to customize. That's a bit
Correct.
troublesome. So
Correct. I don't like that.
The purchase has some value, and I can't remember what's the other event. Standard event also has a parameter.
So the key takeaway is to verify your domain. I think I've also read somewhere that it's best to verify your business.
Yes.
That's one of the things
that's another topic.
That's another topic, but yes, I agree that you have to verify your business manager.
Cover these two grounds first.
Yeah, and if you are not even on business manager, then go and
you must be on business manager first. Sorry, business manager first.
Yep.
Verify your domain, then follow up by AEM, the aggregated event measurement.
Correct. You have to really go proper already, lah. I mean, in that case. And Xia is saying, Facebook marketing personnel. Conversion API, you see,
I think also affected.
Affected.
You must use AEM.
It's not an immunity. It's not. I think, and first thing first, conversion API is not as straightforward as Facebook Pixel in terms of implementation. And then it's also affected. So I don't see, because back then there was somebody who was saying that, because there was a time where those browsers was talking about building their own layer of blocking. Meaning that they don't want to allow Pixel to track. That's why they say that instead of Pixel, which is on the script level, you build the conversion API into your the deeper level, which is install it on your hosting, so that it can actually kind of like fire back. But after I study for a while, then quiet down already in terms of the conversion KPI.
I don't
Because
think so.
because the bigger issue came out, the iOS 14 sheet came out, right? So it's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So that's about iOS 14. And Chiwai say Harmony OS for the win. I don't even know. Harmony, right? Harmony is what? Huawei.
I think
Okay,
so.
I think so. I have no clue, man. And the Gamer Scroll was saying maybe Facebook acquire a mobile phone manufacturer. I don't think that's the
It's the
angle.
OS.
But one thing you see, you cannot possibly cover
OS.
every phone, because Facebook need to target everyone and need to collect data. So
Yeah.
this is not going to solve. Even you give everybody a phone, maybe everybody might not want to even use a phone also.
True.
And the US and European market are very particular about privacy.
Correct.
So have
That's
to see a way
not
lah.
in Facebook favor lah. They
I think
don't have-
moving forward, right? Okay lah. Whether they will win the war or lose the war, or fundamentally, what we should start looking into here is that instead of keep on, you see,
Diversify your market lah. Don't put
no,
all your eggs
diversifying
in,
market is correct. I agree with that.
don't put all your eggs in Facebook. Must start learning a bit of TikTok. Must start do a bit of email marketing.
No, I would
SEO,
agree.
SEM,
I would agree
Google.
for diversifying, but I would say, right, it will still come back to 10 years ago when I was really talking about building campaign on Facebook. Is that, look, you see, back then when I got started talking about Facebook marketing and Facebook advertising, I always tell people that, look, because we just experienced the death of Friendster back then. So I always tell people, you see, Friendster so big also can fall. Facebook also can be disrupted one way or another. So now we are seeing that, a 20% market share OS can actually shake up Facebook that bad. Then we know that this thing can happen. So ultimately, right, for whatever you do, instead of counting so much on the remarketing, which is, of course, we know that it's very powerful, but you have to start learning email, which is you have to look for Andrew. You have to collect what? Because ultimately, the email address and the phone numbers that you receive are the ultimate asset that you have, that you can actually own. That's the only thing you own, right? Nothing else.
Yeah, truly yours. When you move on to another platform or something, the email address still can be reused. If I'm not wrong, I think TikTok can, Twitter can do that, and Google is until certain span, then you can do that. The email is still useful, it's valid.
It's still the best way. You need to create your own. You need to create your own audience and own that traffic. Otherwise, you'll be subjected to it. Maybe that's a topic I should use for my life.
You should lah. You see, like iOS 14 is killing Facebook. I mean, not killing Facebook, cannot kill one, but just exaggerating, right? And Rai was saying browser is going to limit the cookies, correct, Rai? And Rai said it's easy to activate the conversion API in e-commerce, in WooCommerce and Shopify. I haven't tried that. I'm using WooCommerce, but let me try. But like I said, it's still affected. So one way or another. So, but thanks for sharing, right? Okay, so to sum up this topic,
just want to add one more thing. In Singapore, a lot of people keep saying the FANG, FAANG, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, the top company to work for. So, 如果一不小心 one misstep become ANG, Amazon, Netflix, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google.
Right.
You mean Facebook is gonna die? Cannot lah.
Cannot, won't die. So won't be one stroke lah. They are so big, they can buy so many. They can buy their way out one.
Unless you figure, you can unless you figure a workaround for the cookies lah. Instead of using cookies for tracking, but that's the most fundamental.
But seriously, I don't want them to die because I really spend a lot of time on Facebook.
Okay lah.
I tell you, there will be new people coming up if there is such a thing.
It's okay, and it's okay. You see, many years back, Friendster time, we were okay with Friendster. Then we switched over to Facebook. We were okay with Facebook. It's just fundamentally we know how to actually do certain things, and then the fundamental is always the same, whether which platform you're on.
Correct. Yes, before I started to learn Facebook, my one of my teachers once said this: Facebook will come and go. The most important thing you need to learn all the topics itself, all the methods, because you can actually migrate all these methods, skills to another platform, because more or less it's going to be the same. The retargeting,
just curious,
the audience.
Cookies aside, so pixel is one thing. How about videos? No, yeah. What I'm saying is, how about videos? You track in terms of view time.
Ah,
Can you do
actually,
that?
those as long as they approve the Facebook tracking, I think it should be okay.
Do they need to approve Facebook tracking?
So far, nobody talks about that. It's all about web events. Nobody talks
Yeah.
about engagement inside Facebook, like video view,
Ah.
lead open, lead form open, instant experience clicks, and all that. Nobody talks about that.
Because
That's why I
technically
intend to dig deeper. But technically, based on what information that I have, right, it's not affected.
not affected, except
It's
website
not
and
affected.
anything that requires that cookie to be loaded into the page. Other
Because
than that,
website is not owned by Facebook. They just put
Correct.
the cookie there.
correct.
Correct. So
Okay,
I think it's still safe lah. That's why I'm not worried, but the whole world is talking about it. That's why I need to actually, okay lah, let's do something
It's
about
good
it,
to be-
right?
It's good to be.
Almost half an hour gone just on one topic only.
That's why lah. Wait, we want to do 2 hours or not? Cannot. I want to sleep. Tomorrow got class. Anyway, Chiwa is saying
Okay.
Facebook cannot die. Your rice bowl. Yeah lah.
Yeah.
Everybody's rice bowl over here. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So fundamentally, back to this question, right? It's gonna be impactful lah. Just that there are certain things we can do, and there are a lot of things we can't do. So we just have to just play along.
Eli
do whatever-
Sun.
yeah, do
So are you
whatever
going to
we
cover?
do.
Are you going to cover this in your Facebook 14 iOS 14 class?
We're gonna cover something over there lah.
Okay, guys. Jason is
Yeah.
doing his iOS 14 class.
Yeah,
which is
I mean,
what,
if
in
you are
March?
interested, then you can go to my website March 2nd.
Correct.
Yeah, I've announced it on the Facebook page anyway, so you guys can take a look at it.
Check
But
it out
Yeah,
if you want to know more, or if not, you want to save money, then go do your research on Google, which is going to take you a couple of days or weeks.
I mean, what I'm actually putting together is to share based on what I learned from Facebook lah.
Okay.
Because I
Good.
just entered the training, And Crystal is saying anything happens with Facebook, engagement errors will not be affected. Yeah, I think
Within
yes.
his ecosystem.
Within
correct.
Facebook itself should be fine.
Yeah.
But if you
So
cross,
so for those who know my two-step funnel framework, no worry lah. We are not using website ultimately as the only way to do retargeting. There's so many ways to do retargeting.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Correct. Yes. And only events that happens outside of Facebook might be an issue. I agree. Correct. That's kind of a thing. Thanks for chipping in, Chris. Christopher, we want to get ready for our course already, huh? Okay, so that's the thing. Now, so the next topic, okay lah, we quickly cover this. Machine learning takes over.
Okay,
So
I think
what's-
Google Ads a long time ago has smart bidding. I tried, and honestly, that was very early stage. I tried, I didn't like it. Something went wrong. But my friend who was still trying said, you should try again. And it's very similar to this Facebook apps. Yes, they have this, I call it AAA, automated ads, where you set 50 images or videos, very limited control, then they run. And the result was marvelous. So basically, the result was marvelous. I admit I do manual, I also lose out to automated. Okay, but the thing is, it's not consistent. It's not consistent. It doesn't mean all the time. So I'm very sure both parties, Google and Facebook, which are the dominant player for advertising, online advertising, they are tweaking. And when they
According
tweak
to
it-
what I learned, I recently when attended a training about Google, I actually bought a course and wanted to learn something about Google advertising, right? There is a dude who runs an agency. He said that in order for the machine learning to work for Google, for the smart bidding and all that, you need to have 1,000 conversions. So what he was sharing here is that, what he is practicing over here is he used one ad account focusing on one conversion. So let's say your website has got multiple product, meaning that go for multiple conversion, you need to actually create multiple bloody ad account.
Whoa.
Ad account or ads?
Ad account, not campaign. Ad
Wow.
account. So you want to train that particular ad account single-minded for one conversion, which is buy one bloody product.
Can't you do campaign? I thought campaign you should be
They
able
say
to
no, based on what he learned, because he seems to know his things about the, what do we call the machine learning.
Can
He
you
actually
create
spend quite
multiple
some
ad
time.
accounts on Google?
Simply create multiple Gmail.
Gmail. Okay,
Create lah.
it's
So
not
that's
like-
what he said. That's why he said zoom into one single so-called the thing. So when you have 1,000, then only you start the machine learning to let the machine learning take over, because it needs 1,000 to learn. That's what.
So the virtual assistant market will boom. Everybody will outsource.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
And you get people to help you open, then follow your instruction SOP.
Oh,
You need a
I'm not
human-
sure about that lah.
You need a
I'm
human
not
to do that, or
Correct.
see a lecture,
So,
but the main thing is what I see. What I see is that Google and Facebook, in my opinion, they are a bit pissed off because we always kind of happy. We human being like stock and shares happy, ting, happy, stop, happy, run, change here. Actually working, you want to collect data. Wow! Actually, when we win, when we are successful, they are happy for us because you are helping collect data. Then they know, oh, so you do it this way, this kind of targeting, this kind of ads, this kind of thing, we get this. That's why the prediction in Facebook, there's estimation in Facebook. Sometimes it's getting better and better over the years.
It's always off one. Cannot rely on.
Last time is off. But I'm pretty sure when it tell you zero conversion and you see Chiong go and do zero, run the ad, it really gives you zero conversion.
I will get one. I mean, it depends. I will get a lot of times zero lead. Also, I go in, I get zero conversion. I go in, I get. But here is this. I think what Facebook is actually advocating for their side of machine learning is, okay, you go broad, you don't go too narrow. So that's the first thing. And then you need to give it some time. You don't even let it go through the learning phase, then how to become better. And then there are certain scenarios to come in as well. You know, if you want to go for whatever conversion event, you need 25 for the past 7 days. All these criteria must fulfill.
50 lah.
50 better lah. But they say that minimum 25 can do lah. But that's the thing. You see, machine learning is a machine learning. It is still a bloody machine.
Yeah.
Right? They still need some information. And like what you say lah, Manfred was saying, Shok, go and pause the campaign. Shok, okay, I want to increase budget. Not working. 1-2 days not working, I close it. I start something again. Hey, come on, man. This is really jumping.
When he hit home run, double down, throwing.
That also kill one. Double down also kill one. This is the thing. Sometimes that's why we always like to tell people that look, it's kind of like don't take it for a sprain. It's not a short-term sprain. You need to go for at least give it a week or two. Like yesterday, I was just having a discussion with my 6CC members, my VIP members. He was saying, how do we? I mean, it's not working. Sometimes it's do, sometimes it's not. I mean, let's put it this way. You see, every day when you're running ads on Facebook, every day you are showing your ad to different people. Okay, today the result is poor. Just so happened that people who see that today not interested, what's the problem? And you cannot judge the effectiveness of the campaign based on one day, correct or not?
Normally, the first day, the initial part, they will give the most likely people. But the first day cannot work. You just need to take note only. You need to take note because the initial one. The thing is a warning sign but don't be too alarmed also Okay, then the machine learning is what I think, as in what we mentioned about 50 conversion over 7 days is you really need to teach the machine hold his hand. I like to say hold his hand across the road. Then they do 50 times. So you want this kind of people. Then they'll look for that kind of people.
How often do you actually get 50 conversions in a week? How many people actually get sent? E-com?
Purchase for e-coms can be challenging if your thing is very difficult to sell. Then
can get lah. I have about that as well.
50 conversions in a week?
Yeah, because we have multiple products. Conversion, when I say purchase, I did not specify to one single purchase. I'm using the unified thank you.
Yeah, the same, the unified thank you page. You use that as a reference.
No, I'm not using. I mean, eventually I group everything under one and say that this is a thank you. This is the purchase.
Okay, you're a single product because it's your Facebook classes.
I have multiple products. We have different classes.
Okay. I know. Oh no, what I'm saying is, it's still tied to Facebook because the customers. Yeah, but then again, the customers are different. You see, so even if you have 50 conversions coming from, let's say, 3 different products. Let's say you've got Shopee, you've got Facebook ads, and you've got some other things. The customer, the buyer profile is different, isn't it?
Similar lah. These are the people who are interested in Facebook advertising. So in a way,
no. But then again, Shopee guys would have different other interests.
Shopee will have a different thing. So what I think this is something that we do not know. There's very little information as in how they gather people who are likely to take the similar action. Correct. But I think they will have their AI doing whatever that should be doing at the back end as well.
Because so many people advertise, they collect so much data, and a lot of things is not revealed to us. They sure know a lot. They sure know a lot. I won't be surprised. As we always like to say, Facebook and Google know us better than we know ourselves.
Yeah,
know so much. We just keep feeding them data. They learn the machine. No matter what, I always believe machine can outperform a human being in terms of simple tasks. Complex tasks, hard to say.
I agree. And when they talk about calculation, finding people and all this kind of thing, I think they figure out. That's why, like I mentioned the other day, Facebook is now heavily promoting their campaign liquidity. They're advocating a lot of things like broader targeting, give it some time to learn and all this kind of thing. Yeah, so I think that's something that we should start observing and see whether you can slowly implementing this thing back into your so-called campaign thing. So just to make sure that we are taking advantage. Since the machine learning, I think, yes, it's going to take over, especially on the advertising part, if you ask me. So why not just take a full advantage of it? And
even in copywriting, machine learning is getting a bit hot. I've been testing a few machine learning for copywriting, writing ads, writing articles, and also email headlines. It's still hit and miss, but I've tested two, and it's going to be big.
The other day, I realized Kenny was sharing some tools, web tools for you to just insert and churn certain keywords. I think it's kind of like similar,
something like
machine learning as well.
Even Grammarly is also something like this.
It's awesome. I think it's awesome. I think this is really something that has been brewing for a long time. So machine learning is not something new. We're talking for a while, but I think with all the information and we talk about this, it's accelerated digital evolution in the past 1 year. More info, more learning, more powerful things, right?
Yeah.
So that's
what your ads using machine now.
Correct.
Yep.
So what the Gamer Scroll is asking about fraud clicks. To be frank, none of us are.
I saw the advertisement. I saw the click cease advertisement because I used to face this problem also because a lot of invalid clicks. People use up a click, then it's invalid, and then we suspected it's some click farms. And of course, every time you talk to Google, they say, no, there's no such thing as invalid. Everything is valid. Then you always get the same answer. So I haven't used that service before. I got my attention. So that's why I can share with you, sorry, because I'm really not expert in this area.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'm not that.
Unless you run Google Display Network, you probably get.
Did we talk about this when Jason was here? We did not, right?
We didn't talk about GDN.
We didn't talk about fraud clicks, right? Anyway, I mean, maybe I would see whether we have time to bring him back, Jason. So if you guys have any Google advertising related questions, you guys can start typing in. When I gather enough questions, which is about 5 to 6, good enough ready, then I can bring the dude up, you see. So, so yeah,
that's cool.
He's always ready. I mean, good friend over there. So we are, we have good experts who's ready to come back. Like Christopher is also anytime ready to come back on that day, not enough time. Right, Christopher? I don't know whether he's still there or not. Anyway, so that's the Games Grow talk about farm. And Rai was saying, according to Facebook, exit the learning phase is within 50 conversion, but not sure. But sure can be lower. It's possible. It is possible that you can exit learning faster and all that. But to be safe, we always tell people that you need 50 or within 7 days. So I think 50 is within 7 days. That's why if you don't have enough data, then you will hit into the what do we call learning limited. But like I always tell people that look, learning limited is just yes, they're telling you to put in more money.
More money or the audience bigger.
But I would say if you're really hitting this kind of issue, you're learning limited and all this kind of thing, your conversion is not happening, then you should actually change the optimization.
One level, was it one level up or one level down? One level up.
One level up.
One level down, up. Yeah.
One level up. You see, some people really like kind of too stubborn and say, I must get conversion. Purchase. Hey, come on, man. Purchase doesn't happen right away, man. I mean, you got to start from somewhere, right? I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, there are many situations.
The audience itself is not familiar with your brand also, so you need to do something. There's one more question from Lim Yong Ching.
Lim, this is Phil. Phil is also my FAA members and GIC members.
It's not ideal to be off the campaign and duplicate it. What is
when you stop, of course, you will stop the learning already. The learning is
something not on the book. Some people actually reported back and say that when you actually pause the campaign longer than 7 days, it restarts the learning. But it's not on the book. I didn't get that in Blueprint Learning.
I've read it somewhere. Yes, apparently that's the case.
So that could be something for your information. And if you're talking about you off the ad set and duplicate, then basically when you off the ad set and off the campaign and duplicate a new one, then you're restarting.
It's a new one, isn't it?
It's a new one. Okay. But what we usually do is we maintain the campaign. That's why we have this campaign skeleton thing. campaign nesting mechanism where we nest everything within the same campaign, but we just tweak within the ad set and ads itself. So we try to keep the learning within the same campaign to keep it for long.
Don't make your ads manager so complicated until very difficult.
That's one of the things also, because there was a time,
and don't go and delete. Please don't go and delete. Officially, I do not know whether delete will affect the data. Please don't go and delete. Okay, you can just hide. Don't delete, please.
Turn off or not hide.
As a way to filter the thing. I can't remember. I normally just leave it open.
Just show the active ones.
And I always like to put the year, month, day, so that you run in that particular order. Easier for me to read also.
Yeah. There are many different school of thought, different way of doing this, but I would say that's what we have experienced. Christopher is saying not knowledgeable enough to talk on the show. Come on, man. When you talk Shopify, you're like, and when you talk about your campaign is like, wow, cannot lah. Hey, we have to do that. One time soon. When we are ready with our course, we come back. So then Rai was saying it's best to keep the ad keep running. That's why I have this kind of like suggestion back then when we were talking about how do we shelter the price hike. Is it during Chinese New Year the price will come up? Okay, so if you don't need to hedge with the kind of like, because that time people want to buy whatever shopping and all that. If you don't need to hedge, then you can reduce your budget, but keep it running. Reduce the
one thing I just want to share is that normally when you run, say example, you have been running a few times already, you have been running for some time, you roughly know your cost per action. Say example, your cost per action is $5. Then if it hits $6, $7, wow, then you think I still confident in this ad. Maybe I give you a bit more. Then when you hit $10, still no result. You know what to do already lah.
When you reduce your ad budget, you basically duplicate the ad set, right?
No, we don't.
You reduce on that ad set itself.
When you duplicate the ad set, it's kind of like, in a way, you might re-trigger the whole thing. I want to keep it maintain the same thing within the same ad set.
So you change.
So that's what we did.
The ad set, okay.
We adjust the budget. We do have a budget adjustment, and based on my observation with my coaches that spend really big lah. It really worked well for them. So when it's really bad time, if it's not necessary, then we reduce back. So when it comes back to the time when we scale it back to the normal. And we have our way of scaling up as well. If we see really something that's really doing well, right? And we have a certain threshold to push, but definitely don't go and double down. That's a no.
No.
I will make sense to duplicate the ad and increase that new ad set, the new amount. That wouldn't affect your what, right?
That is also effectively a new ad set.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is, let's say now you have ad set 1. You're running at $10.
Okay.
And somehow you're getting good results, and so you don't want to touch that ad set. So what you do is you duplicate ad set 1, becomes ad set 2.
Okay.
And you whack, let's say $200 for that ad set 2. Same target, same audience.
From $10 to $200.
Yeah. So you have ad set 1 running at 10. No, I mean just for the sake of argument. So you have ad set 1, you have $10. Ad set 2, you have $200. Would that affect your?
As a one, you mean?
Would it affect?
You might, because there is this thing called the auction overlap. Because fundamentally, you're overlapping. You're actually competing among each other, unless you change the audience altogether.
Okay. So your ad set 1 and 2 may be competing for each other. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. If you're targeting the same audience, then you whack in 200, then it doesn't make sense already.
So want to add some of the audience. Say example, you just imagine the audience. Facebook arrange it is in number 1 to 100 is actually most likely will buy from you. Right. Number 100 to 200 is maybe so you $200 one day, then your result wobble already. Straight away you use up. But I'm not saying that the number 1 to 100 you surely can reach because most of us use the lowest cost, and there's also other factors involved. Not only you are trying to reach them, and the other people also try to reach them.
Millions of other people do the same.
It will be shaky.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So machine learning. Yeah. Next topic, machine learning. So let's wrap this machine learning. So I do think that it's kind of like getting more and more prominent nowadays. So
it's definitely here to stay. It's definitely here to stay. Yeah, processing power has increased.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So the next topic is going to be, a lot of people talks about the Facebook shop and Instagram shop.
I haven't tested it yet.
In a way, making online shopping easier. Do you think?
I don't know. I don't
unless
know
he can
how.
facilitate payment.
I don't know how the cryptocurrency that Facebook
No
how
sound so far.
I don't know what happened also. So maybe they are waiting for the crypto, or they're waiting Elon Musk to keep the mouth shut about Bitcoin, so they can launch. Or maybe Facebook haven't give enough money to Elon Musk. They broke out.
Here's what I think. I think Facebook Shop and Instagram Shop is very useful for now to allow you to do different content planning, as in like when you're posting your story or your post, you can tag the product in a way. So you can do different kind of like browsing experience or shopping experience. But fundamentally, when people click onto the product itself, right, it is still not able to do transactions. So they still either need to talk to you or they need to go and visit your website. So that actually creates friction. So based on my observation as at the moment, right, we don't see much. But unless we can ask Christopher, did you see any good success in terms of using your, Instagram shop or Shopee? I mean, he's very direct. He's a Shopify.
Yep.
So he's a very direct one. But for my case, I do product tagging on my posts and all that. No lah, not so encouraging. And it's also something that has yet to catch on fire as well among the audiences, because maybe they're still prioritizing something else.
Still
But
got some missing ingredient.
I think payment.
I think payment. Yeah, if you can sort out the payment part, it becomes streamlined. Then it's just like one-click purchase.
The delivery part also need to think it through also.
What is that?
Delivery.
No, it's back to the advertiser one.
So for you, as you probably know it, right? Many years back, Facebook actually did something like trying to tackle into the e-commerce market and failed miserably.
Right.
So they have actually attempted several times to try to really, because they know that a lot of people are buying and selling on Facebook. But the moment they start doing selling and buying things, as in like trying to facilitate, it doesn't really work really well. So in that case, right, I do not know. I mean, I like the feature, to be frank, but
how's the marketplace?
Marketplace? I got something to share. Marketplace is a place where all the students, maid, and foreign worker actively in Singapore where they only do cash on delivery, COD. Some maid cannot step out of the house. They have to deliver to the house. These are the people who cannot use credit card. That's why end up in marketplace. So you have cheap small items that can sell fast and you want to get rid of. Marketplace is a good place to do. Yeah. Other than that,
I got delivery again.
I mean, all these are something that you have to sort out yourself, or it's not Facebook's problem. Just like when you're selling on, I mean, okay you're not like marketplace, but when you're selling on your own website, then you still have to deal with that. So Facebook and Instagram Shop, I think for the moment, it's good to start doing it, start exploring. But I don't see it to become a very important thing to watch this year, at least for this year. That's my take. That's my take. Okay, but back to the question, back to the topic just now a bit. Christopher was giving you some suggestion, Andrew, saying that if you want to scale vertically, this guy is the guy who read them a lot on Reddit and do crazy things like that, right? And you're saying put into ad set into CBO. You go into CBO and you do min and max. Okay lah. Technically, he was saying it is ABO, but using the CBO feature. Okay, that's what he tested that worked.
Okay, let me try that and see.
I think he shared that with me as well, so it's quite interesting. This guy does crazy experiment.
Normally I'll just turn on CBO unless it's really, really working. So far my ads are not like really on fire, so I haven't had a chance to do that yet.
Don't use CBO because everybody says CBO or it's a shiny thing that you don't truly understand what you're trying to do. CBO is actually just based on the audience size and they allocate the budget. It's just pulling the budget right out of the campaign.
So you got to pick the right assets to do that.
When it's proven, then you put in. It's not proven, no point.
That's why I haven't had a chance to do CPO. Most of my ads are not like really going on campfire yet. So
I think CPO is more useful for bigger ad spend. But yet again, my coaching because I think it's very depends lah. Like for my case, right? My coaching that spends about 80,000 a month. No, CBO doesn't really work because our two-step funnel framework don't really pro CBO.
80,000.
Yeah, but about 80,000 a month. But what happened is when we go CBO, we actually tested because they have the volume.
Yeah.
They have the cash to kind of like test a lot of things. CBO didn't work that well.
Surprising.
I mean, for them, for their
Anyway,
case.
thanks for the tip.
Thanks, Christopher. And Christopher is saying Instagram short works well for him.
Oh, okay.
But I think works well for him to drive traffic. You see, and he was sharing with me that he has hit some lottery on SEO as well. That's an awesome thing.
Wow.
Elaborate.
Christopher back.
Elaborate. Wait. You have to attend his class. But anyway, you guys get to join for free. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to run his class. Talking about how to do Shopify marketing. But just go in lah. I mean, our FAA will get it at 10 for free anyway. So just come in. So So that's what we're gonna do together with Christopher. Now Phil is saying use Facebook Marketplace to do rental, advertising space.
I haven't tried before.
I don't know.
Advertising space. Yeah lah. People do
rental. Maybe yes lah. The rental.
So Phil, you don't do carousel lah. Carousel lose out. They cannot advertise. As in people, carousel actually need your money, no.
Really?
Carousel has three pillars: property and car, third-party advertisement, and those Tom and Spotlight. But the last time I checked, they still are in red lah. But still an amazing company lah.
Amazing,
yes.
So that's for the Thanks Phil for sharing. And what was the topic over here? Instagram shop. So I think
we'll stay on. But
it will.
as in, let's wait for them to settle the payment. Then I think Lazada and Shopee will panic. I tell you.
That's true.
We'll panic big time. Nowhere to hide. Maybe hide China lah, but China already will be the Tauke is there already.
But I doubt. No, my opinion. Facebook, it's not always good in facilitating commerce within the platform. No.
Yeah.
I doubt.
Buy Stripe lah. Go and buy Stripe or buy the what
Stripe? I don't know. The Braintree. Braintree is owned by PayPal already.
PayPal. Okay. Go and buy PayPal.
That sounds like a plan. Can do. Okay, you should call Mark.
Whatever money can solve, it's not a problem. Whatever money cannot solve, then seriously is a problem.
Then you have to come back whether they need to tackle that thing or not. You see, e-commerce has been around for a long time. Now, Facebook will be panicked when some social network coming up, like, they figure out how to kill Snapchat, then kill off. And they cannot kill Instagram, they ball. So that's how the whole thing works. It worked really well for them. So if you ask me, money works or not, works for them. But I think Mark is a very focused person. He wouldn't simply just go and beat around the bush just because it's shiny.
No, people don't become a billionaire because of that.
Time is the essence. If I can use money to gain time, they will do it.
So if you talk about want to buy something to go into the commerce area, kind of like industry or something like that, to turn Facebook into a commerce industry, then it will lose the identity. It will
then
not,
again, they
not be
bought a CRM company though.
Sorry?
They did buy a CRM company though.
So it's too messy for them, I think, unless they really want to really get serious about this. But for now, I don't think it's really like a big direction for them. So that's.
I think they saw step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 are way ahead. Maybe step 10 but there's a lot of missing pieces here and there.
Correct. So yeah. So Phil was actually giving an update saying that the sales not useful for Facebook, very useful for rental. I mean the marketplace, right? Maybe. Thanks for sharing, Phil.
Thanks for sharing. I don't know about that.
Yeah, because I think Singapore property for past few months you're booming like nobody's business, man.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's
for
there's small piece of land, so many people want to keep squeezing in.
The growth has been like climbing, for the past few months.
Interesting.
It's going to be a bubble.
I don't know.
Where's
so
the next purchasing coming from? Foreign or
local?
Local.
A lot of people try to sell then and buy condo, FIs, and they change.
Correct.
Constantly keep thinking that you can make more money. Then you think like that, he think like that, everybody think like that. Reminds you of something, right?
So they're thinking of buying property
right?
as a hedge to inflation or something like that.
But the problem is not all Singaporeans take economics. I also never take economics. Jason is the best person to talk about this.
I'll throw everything back to my lecturer already. What the heck?
The tulip thing, you don't find it very interesting, man? The Netherlands tulip one, they don't have that price.
Yeah.
Then the thing go haywire. As in, it go crazy, no?
Oh,
Okay, that was our topic already. Let's stick back to the glue to the short form video.
I think I somehow have a good feeling that short form video is going to rise. Like for example, like TikTok. We seriously have to get serious about them TikTok. So I think yes, I think people are getting more and more accustomed and used to this kind of content. Yeah, and it's catchy, it's speedy, and it's
I think
fun.
it's basically the attention span has gone to like this much already, lah.
But yet again, we're not just. Yeah, sorry, Manfred.
We just want to share. Singapore actually got a startup. It's called Lomotive. It's very similar to TikTok. In fact, I think in a way maybe better than TikTok. But I just read the news, as in from Forbes. It's been bought over by another company. So kudos to the 4 founders. Happy already now. More money inside the pocket already.
You sure it's more money?
I think so. I didn't finish the whole article.
Okay, even share swap also not bad, ma.
But mainly, if you talk about short form video, everybody keep thinking of TikTok lah. And TikTok, they just bought this musically first one.
I think we should actually expand from just TikTok per se.
All platforms.
I think all platforms, people start to get used to this kind of like bite-sized videos. Like on YouTube, like my video has been doing very well for me as well. Like 2-3 minutes kind of thing. People likes to learn. So because you see, the learning habit change. It's not just about the information consumption pattern, which is how people watch video on Facebook or Instagram. It's more like how people consume information. That includes learning as well.
But I thought YouTube also has this function for shorter form video. I can't remember the name.
Stories,
Was it Stories? Was it
YouTube has Stories, but it's not available for everyone yet.
Yeah. So that's the one. I said 60 seconds or 15 seconds or whatever it is. I can't remember.
Like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And you have to film it from a phone.
Say again?
You have to film it from a phone, eh?
Yeah, Stories.
Right? You just do it from the phone. Okay.
Yeah. So I think eventually I agree with this topic. Like, I mean, if I say that people are more glued to short form video, I think yes. So I would say a lot of business
to play with the TikTok ads manager also lah. Must play with. It's not as comprehensive as Facebook, but have to start lah.
I still do not know about the TikTok audiences, as in like how well they are in terms of like how okay are they in terms of consuming advertisement. But then again, I think just from content creation perspective, I think this is really something that we have to pay more attention. Content creation. Stop doing something long and do something that is more shareable, bite-sized, and consumable. I think the keyword should be about how easily it is to consume. So you want to do this for a very consistent manner. Like I've been doing. Can you imagine? I've been doing daily video on YouTube for how long already? Started from how
many months?
What, 2 months, 3 months already? Close to.
Just 100 days.
It's about more than 100 days already. So it's really very steady. The moment I do that, right, everything was kind of like moving and everything for me. So you need that as well, lah. So basically, people also wants to learn from people who are more consistent. So you don't halfway do here, halfway jump there. That basically is a bit difficult. So you want to plan for long term. I think eventually for branding as well, for personal branding as well, for company branding and all that, I think the consistency still become a very important thing. Still is one of the most important thing in terms of maintaining, kind of like building up. Yeah, just like running marathon for this kind of thing, contenting and all that, and building your social media presence and all that. I think it's all about consistency. Is what I think. So short form video is definitely something that we have to consider and do more. And when it comes to short form video, you can use TikTok to really do very catchy videos. The editing tool,
more like a post, make it more like a post, and then there's a short storyline, or maybe really chop the orders. I even watched one guy. I don't know whether he's insurance company or recruitment company. And then he tried to explain his philosophy, his principle, like cannot be late, cannot tell lie, must take care of it. Then got one story, and then people do that. Then I keep watching.
Yes, I agree. That's what I wanted to say as well just now.
Imagine this kind of thing can put into the video and share with the audience. And if you agree with me,
educational things, yes, it's gonna be working very well moving forward. I think.
Then next time, who want to watch TV? What a 还珠格格 the long series, 20 episode gone case already. Nobody.
Okay, I watch it on Netflix, so I watch it anywhere I want.
Oh, Netflix, yeah. Sorry, no more.
I'm still consuming this kind of content, but I watch it on
Disney Plus launched in Singapore, by the way. Disney Plus.
Oh, launch it? Wow.
I can't remember how much, but I see advertisement everywhere. The creative agency is Publicis. It's really on my Facebook, on the bus stop, or everywhere I go.
My goodness.
Okay. Yeah. And for the short form video, let's go to.
But before that, the Gamers Grow was talking about what about Clubhouse? So what do you think?
Interesting.
So I think Clubhouse is gonna be a one is disruptive one, at least for a few years to come. Definitely, they are catching on fire for now, and I'm waiting for certain features to be ready before I go in. I want to do something there as well. I think it's worth doing.
Clubhouse was exploring.
Yeah, but
easier to run than a podcast, I guess.
Correct, but I want it to be able to be repurposed. So if you're not allowed to download, then it doesn't make sense.
Now they allow the owner of the room to record.
Also, they can.
You can
record, then can share outside the app.
You can record and then
share outside the app.
Also. Yeah. You can.
Right.
Apparently there was a security flaw recently, so I've not read up. I heard about it on radio that they've managed to actually extract those so-called some of the room stuff. So I've done
what's supposed to be, right? Whatever happens in the room stays in the room, right?
That's the idea.
That's the idea. So I haven't started yet,
like
because
IG story,
Yeah. So I would explore. We will explore more. Then we will share more in the future. The Gamers.
Maybe we do a 3-marketer show on Clubhouse,
Hey, actually can also,
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see our faces anyway. So with the voice easier, people can just listen,
You're gonna have a bit of difficulty getting the existing cloud to go inside Clubhouse because the invitation is limited also.
Oh yeah, true also lah. But anyway, it was definitely something interesting to watch. But
once they open for Android, then we may consider.
Yeah.
I don't know how many on iOS. I'm on it. You are on it. Manfred, you're on Android, right? So I cannot send an invite to you.
Yeah.
I'm an Android user.
I can say,
So waiting for that. I think that should come soon. So that's a good one. So the next topic we have here is like video and web conferences. A lot of people say that when the COVID ends, Zoom is gonna die.
No way. No way. This is going to be part and parcel of life. You like it or not, you're going to be part and parcel of life.
I think they'll be
hybrid.
They move to the hybrid. Because with Zoom, you can deliver, assuming, let's say, you can actually do live events. Zoom can be a supplementary component to the live events.
So it's still here to stay. I think, yeah.
It's definitely here to stay, yeah, because it just facilitates the whole thing.
I mean, imagine now you realize that you don't need to travel 2 hours just to go and see the client for half an hour.
Yeah.
You definitely do your best to convince the client to
more business class.
Yeah.
No more flying from US to Asia, Asia back to US.
No, at the very least, a smaller content provider or the so-called seminar. I mean, imagine if I want to do an event, the amount of money I need to spend on venue and all those things. And if I'm not a big name person, why would I want to take the risk? May as well I try it on Zoom. So, if I've got, until I can get like maybe 100,000, 100,000 plus people who sign up to that point, maybe I'll go to live event. But other than that, if I've got like 50 or anything less, I would definitely use Zoom to test it out.
Well, that's true. Right? That's true. Yeah. So basically,
we'll still use Zoom.
And people, the habit has been cultivated, like I said, people now know that, hey, I can do a lot of things with this conferencing, right? So why should I come and see you?
It's international.
And nothing wrong, and it doesn't discount the productivity or the effectiveness and anything at all,
Right. I mean, Jason, if you do a live class, you're not going to get students coming from Vietnam or Indonesia, Philippines.
Yeah, all my friends from Singapore, Philippines, and all that cannot come to my class.
So you would definitely be a Zoom user, or for that matter, any web
Moving
content.
forward, we're 100% off online already. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely. I just subscribed for a 1-year subscription, so I'm gonna be a yearly person now, and
Good for you.
StreamYard is gonna go for yearly as well. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Because you have tasted the the awesomeness of the thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely not gonna go. Not gonna go.
So
don't
we
worry
three of
about
us
it.
are in agreement that this is going to stay. Oh yeah,
I do
actually,
agree.
we should do a poll, three of us, on each of these topic already we agree or disagree. Then not that it's
So
going to matter.
we can put through again before we actually end this thing. So so the first one, iOS 14 impact on Facebook advertising. I think that's
Huge.
definitely huge. Yeah,
Huge.
huge.
Okay,
So you
I
gotta
don't
get
know
ready.
much of this, so I think it's huge. Yes.
Yeah, you have to
From
find
the
one
way you
way.
describe it, it's kind of scary now, lah.
You
Initially, I was kind of
will
cool
see the yellow label come out and ask you to do something.
I know. I was kind of cool about it until now that you tell me. I said, okay, this
It's
as long as at the moment-
still a restriction.
A lot. And it's not just on the iOS, the 8 events thing is really on the all platforms.
Hmm.
It is the pixel limitation right now.
Okay.
So that's the thing. So yeah, machine learning takes over. I would say yes.
Yes, agree. I've
Yeah,
seen
I would
it
say
at
yes.
work. Yes.
Yeah. So Facebook, Instagram, I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't really make online shopping easier, at least for me. But
Maybe
it does
not
work.
maybe not for this year lah. Maybe not for this
Not
year.
this year, lah. It's not going to be very prominent. And the next topic will be the short form video. I think yes. I
Yes.
think I would
seen,
agree to that.
Agree.
Yeah. And then the last one will be the video web conferencing here to say. I think I agree with that.
Yes. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good one. All right. I
So,
mean, it's about time that our friend is going to do his job. Like Chokang a bit, like him. So the
Okay.
website of the week. The website of the week. The website of the week. The website of
Is
the
it?
week. Let me paste it
sharing
into the chat. Let me bring it up.
So you all can see this is LeadGram.
All right. We can see it now.
Okay. LeadGram is I think it's a Singapore company. It's they have two offices, Singapore, Malaysia.
Oh,
Huh?
is it?
Both in
Okay.
Singapore, Malaysia. So basically, you take it as you normally Facebook advertising, right? This one, this champion, LeadGram, they send direct message into the Instagram account. It's not polluted, and so you can show gratitude, you can provide information, all these things. But what caught my attention is these are some of the companies that actually use is how do you target the Instagram audience?
Okay.
So you can see from here how to target by influencer posting, your competitors posting, the followers, hashtag geolocation, say example, hashtag OOTD, outfit of the day. Then you can see people who sort of verify, then you can send the direct message.
LeadGram.com.
LeadGram.com. This is a service, it's not a ads manager, no. This is a service. This company
Isn't
owns
it considered spamming?
yeah, in a way, but nobody. The thing is, nobody do direct message. No, they are the only one that I can find. It's a technology tool plus agency. So they don't just you buy the package and then leave you there hanging on. They will help you to do the campaign. Then they'll add on service like reply and message new follower, all this so and so. So this one
So
caught my attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Messenger has this function that you cannot just send people until they so-called connect with you first.
Yes,
Right?
but this one no. This one you just directly send. Not even friend also can send. So you
I
can
think
see
Instagram
that-
has this loophole. They don't have restrictions on this thing yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
It's a matter of time before they do it. I know very well that LinkedIn has shut down a lot of third-party tools that so-called you use the messaging to actually reach out to somebody without getting their consent. So I think they've stopped all these automated tools. So I think for Facebook, we know that's happening with Messenger. You can't do that. So it's a matter of
it's that Shah Alam by the way. Selangor.
Right.
For Singapore, it's South Bridge Road. Yeah. So that's the one I've been playing with for LeadGram. The cost, the last time I contacted them is $1.50 per direct message, which is
Was it useful? Was it effective?
I never tried because $1.50 is really a bit too much already.
Okay.
$1.50. But it's very interesting. It's quite interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks for that. Okay, now before that, let's say hi. I mean, TY was saying attended quite a fair bit of webinars on property launch introduction, meaning that our friends reach looking to buy new property over here, is he? Is that since organizers know how much money they can save? I agree, actually, quite true. We're just talking about the cost factor, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So that will actually kind of like say that our fourth marketer here is Chiwai also agreed to the last point there, right?
That's cool.
Okay, and hi Jimmy, I welcome in. So we are leaving anyway. So yeah, so that's the three marketer show. This episode is just three of us. I hope we didn't bore you much, but
We just hit the 1 hour mark, or cross the 1 hour mark, 10 minutes.
cross a bit on the one hour mark, but I don't think
Not
you
bad.
might.
Not bad.
Yeah, so next week we're gonna have some. I'm still planning. We're still planning. So next week we will talk about marketplace or we will talk about LinkedIn. Manfred, either one. Okay. So let's.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't we ask the okay? Now that we have a lot of people attending, like, do they want to see three of us, or do you want to see a new guest?
Yeah. You want LinkedIn? You type 1. Okay. You type 1. If you want LinkedIn, you type 1. If you want
Organic
marketplace,
LinkedIn. Organic LinkedIn.
Okay. If you want marketplace like selling on Shopee and Lazada, you type 2. Both are awesome guests. So what do you want to listen? Instagram, type 1. Marketplace, type 2. We spent a bit of time over here. So if you just joined, right, this is the Three Marketers Show. I'm Jason, your host, Manfred from Singapore, and we have Andrew from Malaysia. So what we're trying to do here is that we are trying to help let you decide what topic we're going to talk about next week. So if you want LinkedIn, type 1. Marketplace, type 2. So we will actually do a quick polling over here and see what are we gonna talk about.
Put in the comment section. Put in the comment section so that
just type in if you want.
you can run the poll right on your page.
I can't. This is not on the page.
Okay.
This on the stream. This on the stream.
Yeah.
So you can put it on Facebook page.
Yeah. So next week's topic. So yeah.
Marketplace. Because I saw 2 2s.
Okay. Type 1 for LinkedIn. Link.
Organic LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn.
Type 2 for marketplace.
FB Marketplace. Marketplace, not FB Marketplace, sorry.
Sorry, I forgot to type the type 2 for marketplace, but anyway, stupid me. Type 1 for LinkedIn, type 2 for marketplace selling. So far, I think it's a landslide.
I thought we had Instagram also option, right? Do we have
Instagram? We wait later. That will count.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had too much Instagram. Last 2 weeks Instagram. Later people thought that we are like trying to promote Instagram over here, right?
Because we bought Facebook share.
We need an Instagram break. All right.
So
1 for LinkedIn, 2 for marketplace
selling. So far, 1, 2, 3. 3 Jimmy, Chiwai, and Carrie goes for 2.
All right.
Go for marketplace.
So Phil and the Gamer Scroll goes for LinkedIn so far. I mean, vote. We have some time. I give you another 1 minute, counting down to the end of the show.
Yes.
So what do you want? Another 1 minute. Let me set up the timer.
So that we go and do our work and go and find the right people for you.
Yeah,
the LinkedIn is organic LinkedIn, not easy.
I promote. Come
But
promote.
I tell you, organic for LinkedIn, actually, the percentage is way bigger than Facebook. It is way bigger than Facebook. It's down to 3%. Is it 3% or 2%? I can't remember. But LinkedIn, I can't remember what's the percentage. But the advertisement is expensive, man.
Yep.
Jimmy, hardcore seller, marketplace hardcore seller. Chiwai, you type 52 or so, that makes you only 1 count, so it doesn't make sense anyway. So
Yeah.
so okay, so far
records as for it.
yeah, it's 52. Let me see. We have about another 20 seconds left before I close the poll. Okay,
I think marketplace.
Marketplace already. I think kind of like unless somebody come and spam the thing. Okay. Dindo was saying marketplace as well. So number 2. So 4 versus 2 right now.
Okay.
8 seconds. 7, 6, 5. 4.
Hey, we are having engagement on the page because of this. I think we should do more of this.
So that's marketplace then. So next week we're gonna talk marketplace.
Marketplace
All right,
it is.
so, yeah, marketplace is it. So next week's the Three Marketer Show, I will go and find somebody to talk about marketplace. So right, okay. Thanks, guys. You see more people coming in. 17. What the heck is happening over here? But we're gonna say goodbye. Bye.
Yeah.
This is the
Catch a
Marketer
replay
Show.
if you want. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm Jason, your host. We have Manfred and Andrew as my co-host next week.
Have a good evening.
10 p.m. Come over here. we're gonna have the next episode of the Three Marketers
should
Show.
have
Thank you so much.
On Marketplace.
Play. See you next week. See you
Good
next
night.
week. Good night, everyone. Bye.